the rest of you do what I do. Al doesn't do it so much, but I do. We sit there and we watch Fox News, and I argue with everybody. And I get rather colorful with my arguing. But my God, why doesn't somebody just say no? You know, my kids got so sick and tired of hearing me say, no, we can't afford that. No, we don't have the money. We didn't do anything until we did have the money. We can save for it and get it when we have the money. And I've got to tell you, that's what we do here at Mojave Airport.
We get complacent, we get overconfident, we lose. The only thing that will prevent our people from getting overconfident, because right now all the statistics are working for us, Kevin just gave them to you, is outrage. And every time you turn around, you've got these people who are being led by someone who does not have an American perspective. I'm sorry. They're making decisions that should outrage the American people. And we've got to make sure they know about these things. The last one, of course, we all know is this insult to all of the victims of 9/11 by our president being more sensitive to Muslims than he is to the victims of 9/11, for gosh sakes.
Common conversation amongst most of us is, when are we going to be able to have value to being an American citizen? Because right now, every time I'm in an emergency ward, I watch the illegals come in, and I know but no one's allowed to ask, and they're getting great care, and I'm, you know, you're take number 25, and I really applaud you guys, because I know it's like going against the stream. And Kevin has a whole contingent watching his little rear end, making sure it stays on the straight and narrow. So, and you guys have been doing a good job. So basically, I just want to commend you for the effort, and I'm hoping everybody won't get complacent.
When I served in the state assembly and I went to Washington, all those crazy bills seem to have followed me from Washington, from Sacramento to Washington. So I know how the story ends, and you all know it too, where California is at. You invent great things out here, and what happens? Governors from other states come here to encourage you to go for it. But for too long, America has just been the top player. We've never thought as a nation we have to compete with other countries. But we do. And I'll tell you this. If you look at California today about how backwards it is, we have 12% of the nation's population, but 32% of the nation's welfare population. We get 25% of our entire budget from 144,000 people. Those people should all get Christmas gifts from us, right? But what it tells you is, if you want less of something, you punish it. If you want more of something, you reward it. That's why you have more welfare. But if you punish wealth creation, they will leave the state. And a lot of the debates that we are now having with the administration and with the other side of the aisle, it's a principal argument. And we're all creatures of our own experiences why we believe what we believe. When I debate with the president, he believes certain things because of his life experience. He was a trial lawyer, he was a community organizer, and he was a labor union individual. Well, all three of those entities have one thing in common. They're all redistributors of wealth. They never create wealth. So he thinks wealth is just created. Having come from a small business, I know the challenges that we face. And if you punish wealth, and if you punish capital, it will go someplace else. But if you reward capital, you reward entrepreneurship, it will grow where you reward it.
What's this about a new book? That sounds exciting.
We got a book coming out September 14th. It's along with Congressman Eric Cantor and Congressman Paul Ryan. It's called Young Guns, and it's up on Amazon now. You can pre-order.
Oh, good.
It's a generation of new conservative leaders.
Okay.
It's ideas for the future.
Okay, long book, short book?
It goes about 10 chapters. It's straight to paperback. So It's a nice read on ways America can win back the opportunity and freedoms and bring the entrepreneurship back that we all desire to build this country to even be stronger.
Sure, one of your favorite themes all the time.
Always an opportunity.
Look forward to reading that. Thank you.
This country gave a great opportunity to me, and we want to make sure we continue to prosper that.
Well, Mr. Payne, you're here on behalf of RMAC, I suppose. Do you have any comments on Mr. McCarthy's little talk tonight?
Well, I'm really here on behalf of myself, since this is a partisan event. But if you look at what's happening in the country, we only have a short time to take the country back. The things that I spent my Air Force fighting for are easily lost if we don't defend them. And I'm optimistic listening to Mr. McCarthy that there is hope that Republicans will do well in the election and that we get the deficit under control and that we can control our borders and secure the country because you know, we owe it to our children.
Well, Mr. Dyas, what did you think of the Congressman's little speech tonight?
I found it very inspiring.
Good.
Just when I feel that our country's headed in the wrong direction, there's no hope for us, I hear a presentation from him and Mr. Rohrabacher as well, and it gives me hope for the future, and the statistics I hear about the upcoming election sound very good. I hope we can retake the Congress.
How do you think Congressman McCarthy addressed the problems of the spaceport tonight here in Mojave?
Well, I think he hit it head on. The things facing America are the same things we face at the spaceport. I give people great freedoms to practice their craft and hopefully achieve breakthroughs for mankind, and that's something that's missing in the conversation in America.
Sure.
We have people telling people the limits on what they can't do. Here in Mojave, the reason I think we have 100% occupancy in this down economy is we give people personal freedoms to dream, to test, to build, and to experiment. And I think we need more of that in America, and Kevin seemed to capture it in his talk tonight.
So you feel we have the right man in Washington with Kevin?
I know that.
Okay, have you known him for a long time?
Known him for 20 plus years.
Okay, well that's long enough to kind of surmise
We've met.
what he's put together, right? Mr. Schrivener, what did you think of the Congressman's little talk tonight?
I thought the Congressman's talk was great tonight, and I think that what he's focusing on are issues that are very important to voters across the country, Republicans, Democrats, and that is, first of all, creating jobs. And second of all, we need to be reducing the amount of debt that government is heaping on not only us, but future generations. And I think that resonates throughout the entire spectrum, all levels of government, whether it's local government, county government, state government. It's all about finding ways to stimulate private sector jobs, not government jobs, and also to reduce the tremendous amount of debt that future generations are going to have to pay because of overspending.
Now, what did you think about the Congressman's little talk tonight?
I liked it. It's hitting on all the right points. We got to do the technology thing, and we got to stop all this wasteful spending. We got to stop it. We're killing ourselves.
So you think we got the right man there in Washington from this area?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I think Kevin's a good man. I think he'll do a good job.
Have you known him a while?
I've known the name and I voted for him. I've never met him before.
I see.
That's about it.
You spent most of your time in water, I understand.
Yep.
AVEK for
21 years. Rosen Water Treatment Plant. Treating water.
And now you're going to run for a seat on the board.
Run for Division 1.
Division 1. Now, where is Division 1?
Well, we're standing in part of it.
Okay.
Mojave, all the western part of the valley.
Okay.
Over through part of Quartz Hill.
Okay.
Back over almost, it goes into the eastern side of LA, Lancaster.
Okay.
And then it comes back over to Avenue A close to Roosevelt.